Michael Jordan put the Bulls on the map. LeBron James made the Cavaliers relevant. But Steph Curry, he made the Warriors an empire. Today we're diving into how one man didn't just change how the game is played, he literally added billions to his franchise's value. That's right. Steph Curry isn't just the MVP of basketball, he's the most valuable player in all of sports history. Before Steph Curry arrived, the Golden State Warriors were basketball's equivalent of that clearance rack at Ross. Overlooked, undervalued, and honestly, kinda sad. When the Warriors drafted Curry with the 7th pick in the 2009 NBA draft, the team had only won 2 playoff series over the past 18 years and made the playoffs once in the previous 15 years. Think about that. 1 playoff appearance in 15 years. The franchise was so hopeless that owner Chris Cohan decided to cash out in 2010, selling to Joe Lacob and Peter Guber for $450 million. And people thought that was an overpay. But little did they know they weren't buying a basketball team. They were buying a lottery ticket with legs, a jumper, and the ability to shoot from the parking lot. Fast forward to today, and what's happened is astonishing. In 2024, the Warriors franchise value skyrocketed to a mind-blowing $8.8 billion, making them the most valuable team in the NBA, worth roughly 17% more than the second-place New York Knicks. That's not growth, that's financial sorcery. We're talking about a 1,856% increase in value. For comparison, if you'd invested $450 million in the S&P 500 back in 2010, you'd have about $1.8 billion today. The Warriors? $8.8 billion. And the wizard behind this financial curtain, the baby-faced assassin himself. Let's break down exactly how Steph transformed this franchise. The Warriors' ascension started when they surrounded Curry with the right pieces, drafting Klay Thompson in 2011 and Draymond Green in 2014. Curry's first MVP award in 2015 coincided with their first championship, marking the beginning of a dynasty where they made 5 consecutive finals appearances, winning 3 titles. But here's where it gets wild. While most NBA stars might help their team win games, Curry did something far more valuable. He changed how the game is played. Before Curry, teams would occasionally shoot threes. After Curry, the three-point line became the most valuable real estate in basketball. Curry has made over 4,000 three-pointers in his career with the Warriors, the most in franchise history, and first on the NBA's all-time list. But stats don't tell the whole story. Curry didn't just shoot more threes, he forced every team to reshape their rosters, strategies, and draft priorities to try to catch up. When an entire league has to pivot because of one player, that's not just value, that's industry disruption. What happens when you combine winning with revolutionary play? Money. Lots of it. Even during the 2020-21 season, when the Warriors had the worst record in the league and most of their superstars were out with injuries, they still generated an NBA best $474 million in revenue. Think about that. The team was terrible that year, and they still led the league in revenue. That's like having the worst restaurant in town, but still having a line out the door. But why? Because people weren't paying to see the Warriors win. They were paying to see Steph Curry do things with a basketball that broke the laws of physics, and sometimes the souls of defenders. The Curry effect extends beyond just ticket sales and championships. He completely transformed a once forgettable franchise into a global brand. Curry has made the Warriors brand cool, particularly with kids. His jersey is consistently one of the NBA's top sellers, and the Warriors logo and Curry's number 30 are everywhere in the Bay Area. The Warriors brand became so powerful during Curry's rise that they had to scrap plans to rename the team when they moved to San Francisco. Why? Because Curry made Warriors a global phenomenon. When your star player is so valuable that you can't even rebrand? That's unprecedented territory. Remember when I said Curry changed the game? Well, he also changed where the game is played. The Warriors' success propelled them to build Chase Center, a state-of-the-art arena in San Francisco, and expand into new businesses including Golden State Entertainment and a WNBA expansion franchise. Chase Center wasn't just an arena, it was a monument to the Curry dynasty, a $1.4 billion investment that would have been unthinkable for the pre-Curry Warriors. From bargain basement team to owning some of the most prime real estate in one of America's most expensive cities. But here's where Curry's value gets truly astronomical. Great players make their teammates better on the court. Curry made his teammates richer off it. When Joe Lacob bought the Warriors in 2010, he actually overpaid at $450 million. But he hired smart people who saw Curry's value, traded away other assets, and built a championship team with Curry as the foundation. Those people who saw Curry's potential, they didn't just keep their jobs, they became legends in the front office world. When one player can make everyone around him look like a genius, that's value that doesn't show up in the box score. Most NBA dynasties fade. The Bulls after Jordan, the Lakers after Kobe, but the Warriors, they're still climbing. According to the most recent Forbes report, the Warriors' valuation increased another 14% in just the last 12 months, cementing their position as the NBA's most valuable franchise ahead of historic teams like the Knicks and Lakers. Even as Curry enters the twilight of his career at 36, the financial rocket ship he built continues to soar into the stratosphere. In the business world, they call that establishing a moat, a competitive advantage so strong that even when the original source starts to fade, the benefits continue for years. So what does all this mean? Has any player in any sport ever added this much value to their franchise? The NBA as a whole has seen team values increase by an average of 400 to 13% since 2009, outpacing other professional sports leagues, which have appreciated around 250% in the same period. But the Warriors? 1,856% growth. They've outperformed the already exploding NBA average by more than 4 times. We talk about GOATs in terms of championships, MVPs, and scoring titles. But maybe we need a new category. Most valuable player, not to a team, but to an entire franchise's existence. So the next time someone debates the NBA's greatest player, remind them that while others might have more rings or more points, no one has ever added nearly $8.4 billion in value to their franchise. And remember, in a world obsessed with MVPs, sometimes the most valuable player isn't just the one who wins games, it's the one who transforms an entire organization from basement dweller to the pinnacle of sports business.